Hi everybody, this is Tara from My Artsy Mind. I know it's been quite a while for those of you who do follow me since I have done a video, and this is a junk journal video. And what I'm doing today is I've got this kit that I'm selling. It's at a brick and mortar, but I'm doing a video to show them how they can use it once they purchase one. So you're welcome to follow along. There's still a lot of good information on decorating and making decisions what to do with the ephemera and things like that. So if you would like to join me, that would be great. I would love it. And let's get started. We'll unbox and then we'll get going. Okay, here we go. So those who have purchased one of these kits, this is what you're going to get. So it'll be wrapped in a ribbon that you can reuse. I'll put this here aside. And there is the container of goodies. Let's get the stuff out of this big envelope because this is the meat of the journal. So, and this is something that can also be used. So we'll play with that maybe a little later. Let's look and see what we've got. So this little packet here, there's going to be one that's got a piece of cloth. It's going to have two. That's going to be the spine cloth. There's going to be two piece of black cardstock, and then there's going to be an image. This is going to be your cover and back spine, or your cover and spine. So we want to move that off to the side here, and then the next most important part is going to be your signatures. So technically there's 3 signatures, and I've already got them bound. So this journal kit is so that you can get the experience of decorating it yourself, making those decisions and having some of the tools. It's a nice little like starter kit if you're new to it and just kind of want to know what it feels like. And I'm going to show you how to put these together. So besides the 3, there's 3 signatures that are bound, and I've got an array of papers in them and envelopes and fun stuff. And the third one, on this one, I've got 2 blank, I guess, signature covers with some elastic. And what I'm going to do with these is when I build this journal, I'm going to put these in between. Oops, that one I did a little tight, but that's all right. Once it's put together, it won't matter. They will be in between so that you will have an option. Where is that signature? There we go. Have a place to slip in your own papers. So basically you can build 2 of your own signatures without having to do all the work. And then you'll have 3 already pre-made signatures in your journal. And let's go real quick to, let's see. So most likely this is going to be a long video. For those who are following along, please don't hesitate to pause where you need to and play catch up. Let's see, so we've got a large bag of goodies. So this one has, you're going to find different types of paper. There's a few special things in this one too. So each kit has something that I have already created that's a little bit on the special side for you all. But other than that, let's go over these first. We've got an array of papers. So some of it's cardstock, some of it's just some extra papers I had laying around from other projects. And so it's a modge-podge of stuff. Cardstock, and then some smaller pieces of paper, some that are already cut. Like I said, these are from old projects. This is basically a grab bag of goodies. Some paper that I thought would go well with this kit. And this one's got a little extra, a little embellishment clip. It's like a little paper clip. And just holding that together. And it doesn't have to be used that way. You can use it any way you like. But so the part that I created just for this journal, let's see, we've got that little card there. But I did a little something special on that. I put a ribbon on it. And I think there's a die cut on there. Let's see, am I in? Yeah, here we go. And let's see, there is also, oh, yep, another piece of paper that's got a fun image on it. And then I made this little, what it is just like a little add-in for your journal. Excuse me. There is a card in there that you can take out. You can put whatever you like in there. All of a sudden, I got a frog in my throat. But what I did is I took the cutoff, what was left after cutting out my labels, and I had this colored file folder paper, like plastic, and I just stuck it behind there, and then I put some die cuts on there, and voila, we've got something a little extra fun in your kits. And when you can notice, if you can see, yeah, I did it so that you could see. I picked the image for this card so that you could see through it and see the skull. Kind of fun. Let's see. So there's that you'll get in your kit. And then this little packet's got all the little smaller things in it. So we're going to open this up. And it's these things are chocked full. So we've got some smaller ephemera. So this one has, again, it's just leftover sheets this is from last year's junk journals I did, little extras, and it's got some other fun stuff in here, library card. Oop, there's the guide to that one. Some fun roll-off papers, some little figures. It's another one of those. Just some fun, like just a Mod Podge of stuff that you can play with. So there's that, and let's see, I do have, here's more. So this one is more specifically for tags, or pockets, envelopes. There's another little one I made for you guys. You'll find one of these in each of the kits. Just kind of, I don't know, grungy looking little cards. And I found these little mini postcards, which I thought were super cute. So each kit has one of those in it. And some tags. Here were some of the leftover, what do you call it? Scrapbooking paper that I used in the journals, and I just cut them up so that you can use them for tags. Another tag, and then I had this laying around. So this little journal, it's just a little notepad, is going to go into this particular journal. And then I have, oh yes. I have even more. This one has got, these can be used for belly bands. I've got very specific, things that can be used for pockets. And that's what these are for too. So, I mean, you guys can use this stuff for anything you want, but let's see. Oh, and then I have some fabric embellishments for you guys to play with. And then this one is some other more like created pieces. So I did make each journal has a little, I call it spine jewelry, but it's a little tassel with a little hook so that you can add that to your journal when you're done. There's a wooden black tag. So each kit is going to have some slightly different things, but it's pretty much close. So this one, I had one of these, it says genuine leather on it. Yeah, I just thought that'd be fun to put in the journal. I've got some hole reinforcers, a little clip, and then I've had these for years and it's taken me forever to use them. It says beware, caution, fun stuff. And then, no, I think that's it. Awesome. So we're going to get started here. And let's see, the first thing that you're going to want to do is, the first thing I'm going to want to do, put it that way, is I want to put together my signatures. And that's our foundation of this whole project. So move that stuff over. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I have them in the order I want. And what is going to be important for these is what's on the inside of these signature covers. We want right side up. We don't want it upside down. So some of these signatures, like this second one here, this looks like it's upside down, but you're not going to see this part. So I've got a pocket with the word created on the inside. That we want to be right side up. So I'm just double checking that I have these in the orientation that I want. And Yes, I do. Okay, so now this style of putting together a journal is a little bit different than anything I've done on this channel before. So I've already pre-bound with the 3-hole pamphlet stitch each of these 3 signatures. And let's see, oh, one thing I did not have is a pencil. I'm just going to reach over here and grab one. Yes, so we're going to actually glue these together. I have found this to be a super simple and quick way to create a journal. But when you glue them together, you don't want to glue any too close to the spine. So I usually think about at least 1 inch over to have some room for expansion for this journal. So I'm just going to draw it out loosely so that you guys can see. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's just, like I said, it gives it a little bit. And we are going to be, that's what the spine cloth is, to pull these all together or to hold it securely and still give us some flexibility. Oof, yeah, that one's hard to see, but I think you guys get the idea. So I'm going to start with the back one. And I'm just using normal, this is the Glue All, which extra strong formula. I love this stuff. It works great. And as long as you don't put it on too thick, it glues. It secures pretty quickly. Oh, there we go. Open that up. Open that up. Now you can paint this on if you want to. I just like to do real thin, like circular motion, because that keeps it from getting too thick. If it does get too thick, I will smooth it out. What I do want to make sure that I'm doing is that I'm getting fairly close to the edges with a very thin bead. I mean, this will all spread out as we put these together. So I'm going to make sure that I am, let's see, I'm going to open this. There we go. That I am making sure that my corners on these ends open, or that they're on the same place. So I'm going to rotate this just a little so you guys can see that. Yeah. All right, and then I'm going to place that there. And one of the other reasons I like using the Elmer's glue is because it does give me a little bit of wiggle room to make adjustments. Yes, so I want these 2 together. There, so there's one. And you see how it's got that little bit of a gap there? We want that. We want to keep that little bit of a gap. Okay, next one, same thing. I'm going to put this glue down quickly through the center. And then just a nice thin bead around the edge, hoping that that will push towards the outside edge when we're ready. I don't know why I keep turning them. I should just leave it in this orientation. All right, so again, I'm just going to double check that's right. And first thing I'm going to do is just make sure that I've got it where I want it. There we go. Yeah, it actually looks like it got right where I wanted it. Perfect. So with that, I'm just going to press it over this way. Make sure that it's nice and secure. And back this direction. Nice and secure. Okay, just making sure. For some reason it felt like I didn't have the camera going. All right, so here we go again. Let's do another one. Yeah, I'm in good shape. All right, so I'm going to go down this edge a little bit. where I drew my line, and then I'm gonna put it in nice and loose. I can hear a delivery guys here. Don't think you guys will hear that, but just in case you do, that's what the noise is. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is that tight one, so I'll have to be a little more diligent with it. Let's see, I want to make sure that that's lined up close to where I want it. There. Once I get this next one on, that should not be a problem anymore. I did do that a little bit too tight. This was a sample one, so any of the others should be in better shape than that one. Okay. Just gonna hold that down while I glue it again. Well, this is our last one. Okay. This one I'm going to pull that back cover of the signature away so that I can really get in there. Don't mind my head if it pops in the way. All right, here we go. Cool beans. I think we're good. Oh, so it feels good to be back. I've really been putting this off. Those who know from some of the last videos I did, it's been, wow, it's been years, guys. When I lost my little brother and my mom in that same week, that kind of just took the steam out of me. And there's been a lot of changes since then. It's interesting because I'm back in this, deciding to film, and partly because of a whole lifestyle change in the last 6 months. I lost my adopted father. And that's really changed everything for me. So I just figured, you know what, I'm going to get back into this. I've been still making journals and selling them. I just haven't been doing videos. And so with this kit, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to come back and see you guys. And I hope to hear from some of you. I want to know what you guys have been up to. I've watched a few, I still watch a few videos here and there of, as I call the peeps, you know, everybody in this community, because everybody's been awesome. I love watching what everybody creates. Let's see. So the next step is, so there's a choice. You can either put your cloth on here, and I'm going to actually cut this one down. It's a little bit long. And then put your cover, the cardstock on. And you're going to glue it the same way we did everything else to the front of this, but this time the whole sheet. And then this piece. Or, well, you can glue these together and then do it. But you could also glue this one down first. And make it, this one you're going to have to make sure it's all the way to the edge, but we'll get to that when we get there. Then the cloth, and then the decorative piece. So it just depends on the look that you want. I kind of like that look. I think I might do it in that direction. So the next thing I'm going to do then is put on the black cardstock. Okay. And I am going to, let's see. Yes, we're going to, and again, it's the same idea. I'm just going to double check that these measurements, everything should be measured and cut already for those who have the kits. And this piece should be slightly larger than the signature cover, but I am going to line them up at the end so that it's even. Okay. So I'm just going to basically glue this whole thing. making sure that at least on these edges I'm getting closer to the edge. The top and bottom I'm not going to worry as much because there is a little bit of an overhang there, and I want to maintain that overhang. So I do want this to be right up against there. Turn it sideways again so I can. And again, I do like working with the Elmer's glue for this because it gives me a little bit of time to play. There, and see, you can see a little bit of the black showing, kind of like that. I might even pull it this way just a little so that we can see it here as well. All right, so there's one. And I'm going to do the same thing on this. And if you end up putting too much glue and it spills out the sides, you can just wipe that off with a tissue or a paper towel or a wet wipe. That works too. So I'm just going to make sure that this is lined up. So even though it is Elmer's glue, using a little bit like that, it does stick pretty quick still. So just don't lollygag too much around. There we go, like that. A little bit there won't matter. So at this point, I'm going to let it sit, and I'm going to put something heavy on it, just for, maybe 15-20 minutes, just to make sure everything is secured well. So I'll be back. Okay, good morning. I know for you guys it was just a blip in time, but for me it's been a few days. I let this set, and yeah, it's nice and glued down. Everything's together nice and strong. I've got my little spaces for my extra signatures if I want to create some of those. And if you notice from this angle, you'll see, there we go. The reason I didn't glue all the way to the end is so that I would have that room, there we go, to expand. So I can fill this up nice and full. And then the next step we're going to do is we're going to put the cloth over the spine. So when I do this, I am going to allow for expansion. So my fabric is only going to just, maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch cover each side, the front and the back. Oop, and there's Mr. He came to say hello. To give it room, like I said, to expand. So, excuse me, so sorry. First thing, I just want to make sure it's all upright, and it does look like, yes, I am upright. Excellent. And so I am going to apply it to the front cover first. Let's see, fabric glue. And I do know that I only want about, 1/2 inch or so. Oh, that's right, this is a little long. I do remember that. So I want to cut this down a little bit. I think I'm going to leave kind of like that skull down there on the front. Although it's going to get covered anyways, it doesn't really matter. All right, let's get rid of the bent end. So this is a little bit of a bend. I'll take advantage of that, and I'll get rid of that so that it doesn't create any issues when I'm putting that spine on. There, get rid of some of the little extras. These are not the best fabric scissors, but it's what I have handy at the moment. Okay, so I like to use Fabri-Tac when I use working with the fabric, and it's great because it will attach fabric to fabric. It will attach paper to paper, and paper and fabric together. It's a good universal. It's pretty quick to set, which I really love. But this one's almost empty, so I'm gonna wait for it to roll down. Let's see, come on. There we go. All right, so I do have that going. Yes, I can see it. Excellent. So I'm just going to put a nice thin layer. I have discovered with with the Fabri-Tac, it's definitely works better when it's not too thick. So I'll put my top back on immediately, and I'm going to keep it on its side so that it won't take so long for it to come down. All right. So the placement of the first side isn't so important, as long as it's where you want it widthwise into the cover. And lightly press that in. There we go. It's this other side that's going to be the most important because of that extra fabric. We want to leave room for it to expand. So it's going to be a little bit loose until we get it nice and full. So I'm going to pay attention to that same kind of depth on this side as well. So you can still see me good. All right. So if any of my previous followers are still following, I would love to hear from you. How are you doing? What have you been working on? I've been adding to my repertoire, actually. I've been doing a lot of upcycling of clothing and selling those alongside with my journals, which in essence are half of them are upcycled as well. So doing a lot of upcycling of all kinds of materials. I've been having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. See, now you guys notice I'll have room to expand. Look at that. Oh, lovely. Lovely. So with that, I'll leave that as it is. Now I can attach my cover if I want, but I think I'm going to wait because depending on how I want to do a tie or a clasp for this, if I do a tie with a ribbon, I might want it to go under this plate. So I'm going to put this aside and save this for later. But right now we have a working journal. So, and if you remember, you see this big pile over here. This is all the ephemera that came with the kit. Yeah, for those who are new to my channel and new to the journals I make, those who might have purchased this type of kit, welcome. And I hope this is hopeful, and I hope you are enjoying it. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's very relaxing. It's helped me through some pretty tough times over the years. So this is a little scrap that came off of the spine piece. I'm going to save that because look at that. That's just great. That's going to make a great decoration along the way. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to just flip through real quick. I know there's a few things that need to be done. So this envelope is the center of the first signature, but it has not been opened up yet. And I left it this way so that you have options. You can either cut a top off, punch a thumb hole for large tag this direction. You can do the same thing in this direction. Lately, I have been into doing it at an angle, and I've really liked the way that works and looks. So I'm just gonna cut away. There we go. That gives me a nice big pocket there. If I need to, I can open up a little more at the top. There we go. So now I have a nice big space to put a large tag or a piece of ephemera. I had made a few for this journal that are a little bit on the bulky side. This might be the perfect place for them. So I just need to seal this. And I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. Oh, not Fabri-Tac. My glitter glue. Yes, because it is just so quick and easy. There we go. Yes, perfect. I'll put my pin back in. Excellent. So there's that, and then I know this next, there we go, the center signature. It has got pockets that need to be completed, so I will do that as well with the glitter glue. And you just need to glue up each side. And I did leave them loose like this so that the decisions can be made. Maybe you don't want a pocket there. Maybe you want it to be just a corner pocket. So you have some options. Get creative and have fun with it. Make it your own. see, it's just a card. Another big envelope. Okay, so this one, I know what I want to do with this one, and I don't need to cut or open up anything, or you know, that's not true. I want to open up this end. So I'm going to just very, very thinly cut off the very edge of this envelope to open it up. And you'll notice I'm not taking much off at all. Whoops. Just these tiny little pieces. But you know what? Ta-da! It gives me a nice big pocket. I'm going to end up putting a brad or something so that I can have a string opening and closing on this guy. Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to save this corner of that envelope as well, because that might be a cute little side tuck. I save everything. So there's that. Let's see, what else do we need to do? Aha, here's this side. Okay. So is that? Let me move this up into view for you guys. There we go. Doesn't take much. Okay. There's the card that goes with that envelope. The other side of that. And then that's the back of it. There we go. So all those little details have been taken care of for now. I'm going to look at what supplies we have and make some decisions what to do next. I like to work on the pockets and the tuck spaces, the belly bands, things like that. I think some of these I was thinking of doing that with. Move that aside. Let's see. Now let's put that aside. You see, yeah, you can see this stuff good. Oh, let's go with the obvious pockets first. My cat is super interested in what I'm doing. You can't see him, but he's getting closer and closer. It's right over here behind my light, trying to see what I'm up to. He's getting a sniff on everything. No. Oh, and now he's found the ribbon. There's that. Mister, not cool, buddy. Here. Let me move it real quick out of the way. All right, there you go. You can supervise, but I don't want you messing with that stuff. Oh, ooh. That's a big guy. I wonder if that would fit into, just for the heck of it, I'm going to jump back and see. Where is that? There it is. Would that fit in there? Oh, I think I found a home for it. Yeah, so each of these kits does have a few finished pieces that you guys can utilize. Oof, I might put a tab on that. We'll see. Oh, I like it. I'm going to just leave it in there. Let's see. So there are some finished pieces, and a lot of the reason I do some finished pieces is just to give ideas. You know, like this little simple card, journaling card. You know, I've got a piece of die cut flower on there. I think it's a Tim Holtz one, and then a little ribbon, just to give you some suggestions, ideas. Maybe it'll spark something in you. Oh, my light just dimmed. Interesting. Let's see, what else do I have that I can use for pockets? Do I have any specific pockets set aside? I do think I'm actually going to attach this to a page, so I'm going to leave that out. Oh, here we go, some pockets, specific pockets. This is stuff I've been setting aside just for that. I don't need all those papers. I don't need that stuff. All right. So let's work with what is here to start. So at this point, it is your choice to do any inking. I love the way that the ink looks. I've got, let's see, I've got the vintage photo, and I also have the black soot. I think I'm going to stick with the black soot for now, at least. And I'm going to do up a little inking as I go. So some of this I will do on camera, some of it I won't do on camera. I will do a flip through at the end when I'm done with it, so that you guys can see everything that I did with this journal, and that way you guys have ideas, some inspiration. Oh, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I like to kind of plan out where this stuff is going. So knowing for sure that these are pockets I want to use, I always love to have something on the inside cover. Oh, I want something that is nice and contrasting though. So I might actually pull this piece out. I might use this in here. And you know, one of the things I've been playing with lately is, I think I might actually like that side better. I do like a big pocket in the front. I think I'm going to do that. I don't always put things straight, and I don't always think of it, but yeah, I'll do my best. Let's see. I'm going to trim this guy down a little bit. And I am going to put him there, definitely. Cool, I like that. Do I think I do have a punch, but I am going to just kind of I like to rough up the edge sometimes. Find it easier to get into the pocket, especially if I don't put a thumb hole in it. So I'm going to put this guy right in the front. And I am going to use the art glitter glue. I love that contrast. So pretty. Okay, there's a big pocket. But that also makes me think that I want to do something else as well. I might put a second one on there, and that way I have two pockets. This one I'm definitely going to ink before I put it down, because it's got a lot of white raw edges. Gotta remember to sit in closer to this. Sorry if I keep getting off screen, guys. It's been a while. I'm out of practice. So last time I was doing videos, the ones who have been following me for a while know that right before I kind of took this sabbatical, I had lost two very special people in my life, my mother and my younger brother, all in the same week, and that just that took me down for a little while. So that's kind of why I was missing in action, one of the reasons, and I needed to take some time to rediscover who I was and get back on my feet. It knocked me for a loop, and just recently, more like, in the spring, in March, I lost my pops, who was kind of like an adoptive father. And again, big change in my life, but instead of stopping me and slowing me down, like losing my mom and my brother, I took some time to grieve, but this time I'm motivated. This time around I have a lot more of a community to lean on that I didn't have before, and so I am back, and I'm back full bore. I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm even trying to decide what to do with this channel. I don't know that I want to mix genres in the same channel, so I might be starting some new channels, adding some additional channels, or I might play with just making different playlists for this channel until some of the others grow. But any of those who are following, I would love to hear your feedback as I start adding stuff. So I'm thinking of adding some mixed media work. Part of it is, like the papers I make for these books, I call them the painty papers, that's all mixed media work, and I'd like to dedicate more time to playing with that and showing people how I do the collage and the painty papers and things like that, so that you have all this fodder that you can use. So that might be just another playlist within this channel, something to look out for. And I wanted to do more with the upcycling and showing people how I do that as well, because hand sewing and mending, and I'm loving it. It's been such a joy. Let's see, let me keep on track here. So just a little heads up, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And ooh, I might put this on here as a little pocket. What do you think? Or that one? I think I like this one better. Yeah, we'll make this a pocket and put that on there. So, but anyways, just some thoughts that were running around in my head. Oops, fuzz. How did that get fuzzy? This must have been the cat. So let's do definitely down the sides, the bottom, You know, I think I'm just going to do the sides and the bottom so that I got lots of room. There we go. To put something in there, maybe a little on the wider side, if so choose. Although it's a little loosey-goosey there. We'll see. We will see. Maybe I'll make the pocket. You know, I was talking about that. You know what? I might go ahead and zip this up. There we go. And that way, I can put something in this way. Yeah, kind of like that. All right, so there's that. Let's see. So I got something in the first signature, something on the front cover. I'm not going to play with that signature. That pocket's already there. Let's look and see. Let's go to the back. That's the other place I like to really focus on with the extras and the pockets and things. And this has got a fun saying here, so I really don't want to cover that up. I might put like a side pocket or a belly band or something. Ooh, you know, I do have this library card too. I don't want to put this on here, but I might put that. I think that's exactly what I'll do. I'll put this over here. I do want to decorate this a little bit though, so I think I'm going to put this aside. This might be the first thing I decorate. But for this, ooh, you know, if I put that there, I could make it like a belly band to hold something. I could do that. It's not very big, and I think I'd like something bigger there. I kind of like these trees. If I put this up here in the corner, it doesn't cover up the bird, the crow so much, and I still have a nice big pocket. Yeah, I think that's what I will do. So I'm going to rough up this edge a little bit with my nail. Ta-da. Let's glue this. I'm hoping that the shiny side of this paper will still be okay. I'm just going to do it as a belly band style. That way I have lots of room to work with, and it doesn't restrict the depth so much. Although the way that it's just constructed, nothing's going to go that far in anyways. It'll still act like a pretty much a normal pocket. So there's another pocket. Fun. Let's see. You know what? Let's I can still decorate this later, but the big thing I wanted to do was add some color. So I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to do a little bit of both. Let's do some vintage photo in here as the base. Kind of brush it over the whole thing to give it a little aged look. And then we'll really darken up the edges with the black soot. And this will leave a nice little substrate for whatever I want to decorate it with afterwards. So yeah, watch how that, look at how that makes that just pop. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Love it. I might even, just a little bit. Yeah. Look at that. Fun, fun. Now this is not a self-adhesive one, so let's glue this guy down. So the question is, ooh, do I, don't I? I think I will. I am going to glue it as a pocket. So it's going to be a pocket in a pocket. I'm just going to glue 3 sides. I'm going to put it towards this edge so it's not quite centered. I don't always want to center everything. That way, I still have an opportunity to put something in right there. Good, and I can decorate this card later. But now we're prepped and ready to roll. Excellent. So, right, what's next? Let's see, I want another big pocket in here somewhere. So there are these signatures that I'm going to leave empty. I don't want to do much with those because I want to leave that open for whoever purchases these. Oh, you know what? This fun orange paper. Let's do that. Let's do it at an angle. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this, and I'm going to cut straight up. I'm going to put this one in at an angle. just like that. I think that'll be fun. Okay, let's do it. I do want to line up that cut with that. There we go. So yeah, so that'll be a fun pocket. Oops. Things can go in like this, they can go in like this. It's kind of funky. Kind of funky. Okay. Oh, personally, I want to cover that up. This was an old reading card that was painted on, but the inside still has... Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll put this cute little pocket right there. You know what? Why not? That'll cover that up. I recycle a lot of the papers when I have misprints and they don't work out, or it's a print that's been sitting around for a while that I haven't used and don't have plans to use. I'll reprint on the other side so that I don't waste paper. I'm always looking to recycle, upcycle, reuse, repurpose, you name it. I get a big kick out of that challenge. You know what? I think I'm going to do this because that'll make a cool little belly band. Is that upright or? I'll do it this way. This one I am going to touch up a little bit, just a little bit, because it's such a dark print. I don't want that white edge showing off. There we go. So I'm going to do this. We're going to double up again. I'm loving the layering of pockets lately. I've been doing a lot of that. And then this one will be more like a belly band. So I'll use my same example. So I've got this pocket now, a cute little pocket. Then I'll also have the belly band. Nice. Let's see, I've only got a few things left here. I do want to reinforce this paper. It's not so bad. I like the ragged edge on it. So I'm going to maintain that. Not going to change it. Let's see, then there's this guy. I do have in the packets here. Where is the packet? Oh, I had a Brad that I made that I think I put one in each packet, but I am not finding it. Maybe this was the one that did not get one. That's all right. So I will have to... Oh, no, there's this. That's not it. That's not it. That's all right. We'll still play with that, but for now I'm going to hold off because I don't know where that Brad is. But it doesn't mean I can't decorate still. So this is such a stark white. I do want to play with this. I've got some of these pretty papers too for decorating and utilizing. So let's see what we got. I've got some stickers in here, some other fun things. Ooh, let's see what these papers have. A rusty paper clip. Ooh, these are fun. Sometimes I overthink this stuff. You just gotta stop thinking so hard and just do the work. Here's some plain papers. And this one's kind of a cardstocky one. This one would be good pockets, but you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of inking first. Oops, did I just get my head in there? Sorry if I did. I'm just going to lightly brush this up. Get some color on here so it's not so bland. And I'm also going to do the brown, the vintage photo. Just a little bit here and there. And then I think what I want to do is I'm going to tear paper, because you know how I love to tear paper. We're going to use that as our decoration. So, torn paper will look pretty. I bought this new glue sticks, the ones that I had started out when I first started doing junk journals. Those are getting expensive, and then they stopped making the larger size of the extra strength Elmer's glue. And if you want to buy one of the large ones now, well, that's not true. They stopped for a while, but they started making them again, and they're like $5 for one of them. It's insane. So I've been testing out different glue sticks that are a little better priced. This one is not bad. This is Darcy all-purpose glue stick, non-toxic, acid-free. I have found this one works pretty darn good. I did a test with it the other day when I first got them, and I really like them. So, and it's a big one. It's even bigger than the other ones I used to use. So let's see, there's that. And maybe I'll go ahead and toss in a little of this one as well. Yeah. This is just going to be a quick, adding a little bit before I put my pocket down, because I like that layered look. So I will definitely be coming back and adding some more embellishments and decorations to these pages. But I wanted to get those down before I put a pocket down, because I am going to put a pocket. Question is, what pocket? Ooh, kinda like that. I wonder if I double up my pockets and... Nah, I don't like that. If I do a belly band. Nope, don't care for that either. Alright. I do kind of like this one. It's just not a very big pocket, is it? Let's see if I've got something else I can turn into a pocket that I will like. Don't like it. Nope, don't like that change in color. Oops. Let's see. So, nope, don't care for that either. So maybe one of these. Oh, I got more. Here we go. Oh, this has got that same pattern. Oh, maybe. You know what, I'll do a deeper pocket here. Let's do it this way. I'm not measuring, as you can tell. Just a little bit. Get rid of that white. I'm going to try to keep these little segments short, and then I'll come back as I continue through the book. Like I said, some of it I'll continue on my own, and then I'll pick up again here and there as I go along, especially if there's something different or I'm using another piece of the kit that I haven't shown you yet. There. Oh, I do like that. And I think that leaves a nice background to decorate further. That's going to be fun. All right, let's see. Let's do one more together. I want to give some of these belly bands in. Ooh, you know what? I think I found a home for the belly bands. I'm going to put one right here. I think I like that one on there better. So let's get this a little darkened up. Which one is which? Here we go. I like these little skinny belly bands. They might be small, but belly bands are mighty. They really hold a lot. And a wide variety of different shapes and thicknesses of, ephemera that you might want to pop in there. So I really love the belly bands. All right, let's see. I think, is that Cricut? Might be Cricut. There we go. I think that's a little better. All right, and it doesn't mean I can't still continue to decorate like I was saying before, but definitely have lots of room now. That might be too thick for it. Let's see, one of my other little pieces that might be fun to pop in there. Yeah, like this creepy little dude. There, you can't even see how creepy he is until he peeks out from behind there. I love it. I also think no, it's not upside down. Good. All right, excellent. I'm going to end this section right here, and I will be back with some more, and we'll continue.